Skinny just took him off the roster and stuff.
Kept doing
And
it.
he, yep. And it was just like, and then Skinny, and then Stitch is like, wait a minute, how come I'm not listed as a band member anymore? It's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, by the way, because you're not. About 2012, and again, and I don't know Skinny in real life. He could be a great guy. I have no idea. I'm just going off of what I was able to research and stuff like that. So again, I don't mean
Yeah.
anything to disparage him whatsoever. I'd love to
Sure.
meet him. But either which way, so what I've seen, so was in February 2012, Skinny fired his own brother from the band
Because he
via
was what, the guitar player?
yes, via
Mhm.
email. So,
That seems to be the way people just get fired in the music business.
yep.
I just saw it today. They're not new metal, but Suffocation fired one of their guys that way.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Just like today or yesterday or whenever.
Yesterday.
And I
Yep.
was like, oh, by the way, send somebody to come get your stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and the guy had been playing with him for like a decade.
A
And it's
decade.
like, okay, guys.
Yeah. And I can, and to a degree, I can get it. You want to keep the confrontation down or something like that. Or
Yeah.
maybe you're non-confrontational, whatever, and stuff like that. Or, brothers. I mean, brothers aren't afraid to throw hands,
Yeah, that's true too.
And so
Yeah.
it's like, maybe that's why he was doing it to try to keep the family together. I have no idea, but um yeah, either which way. So that was when the fan base started to go, wait a minute, what's going on? Like
Mhm.
it's one thing to have people leave and all this other stuff, and then but to have when you've been following this band for a long time, and all of a sudden one brother fires the other, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, something's up. And so it kind of shocked the fan base a little bit. And then later that year, that's when the bassist, so Pig Venus, so he left to kind of focus on his family, focus on his Venus family.
Yeah.
But then, uh, so then I guess another one of the well, it doesn't matter. I was going to say something else, but it doesn't matter. But so then, speaking of like firing and all that other stuff, so then like in 2015, then this is when Skinny fired Schmatz. Then so he's the keyboardist, and he was also one of the founding members of the band. And then again, that's when everybody's like, okay, seems like Skinny. I remember all this in 2015. It was like
Mhm.
everybody's like, Skinny's on a tirade right now, and he's like getting rid of everybody and stuff. And then, but that's again when they had Waylon Revis in the band, and Waylon had been there for a moment, for a minute at that time in 2015. And so, but Waylon was actually friends with Schmatz. And so Skinny was like, hey, dude, if you want to be in this band, you got to cut off your ties with Schmatz, because I guess like he was saying that he's a mole and all this other stuff. Because I guess he was saying
To
that
who? The
Waylon was,
IRS?
what's that?
To who? The IRS?
No, because he was saying that basically he was like, he had the mentality, Skinny had the mentality that when he fired him, it was like, you're done. Like, you don't contact any of the band
Oh,
members, nothing, blah, 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 blah.
excommunicado.
Yeah, exactly. Excommunicado. And so I guess Waylon was talking with him. And then he was like, dude, you don't have the rights to talk with him. I said he's out of here. You don't talk with him and stuff. And so that really pissed off Waylon. And so then he just privately kept talking with them and stuff. And so then Stitch then went and told Skinny that, hey, I just overheard that, Waylon's still talking with him and everything. So um, tensions boiled up, and Waylon got drunk one night and got pissed off at Stitch. And so he felt betrayed. And so he freaking assaulted Stitch. And that led to Waylon getting kicked out of Mushroomhead. So, and then yeah, Skinny was like, "That's it. Waylon's out. He'll never come back to Mushroomhead ever again." And they've been on the outs since. And that was that. And so, yeah, dude, it's
Okay.
so again. So now you got all this going on, and then about that time was when more turmoil starts with Skinny about, because again, he's at this point like,
What is this guy's deal?
right. So now he's like, now all he's focused on is finances, I guess, at this point. And so he's kicked out
Okay.
all main members. Everybody's, I think, contracted at this point. Da 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 da
Sure.
da. They're all pissed off at him now because he's making all this money. Jeffrey Nothing's still in it as well, mind you, at this point, and so he's still doing pretty good with the money and stuff. But then fast forward a few more years, okay, things kind of boil down a little bit or simmer down. But then in 2018, Jeffrey Nothing says, "I'm quitting Mushroomhead," and right before their spring tour that they're going out on. And so he said that basically Skinny was out of control. He was this
Sounds like
one-man,
it.
yeah, one-man system, and he was basically saying that he's now this chief, and nobody has a say so anymore, and it wasn't how the band was started and stuff, and nobody could do anything without Skinny's say so, and he just completely overtook everything, and so it was just like, it's not funny anymore. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Fair
Um,
enough.
so he left. The guitarist Tommy Church, he left because Jeffrey Nothing left. And then plus, I guess Tommy was getting mistreated by Skinny and everything too. So he was just like, if Jeffrey's leaving, I'm gone too because this is bull crap.
Hmm.
And then so then again, it's just everything's up in the air. Skinny's like, fine, F you, F you, F you. I don't care. I am Mushroomhead, and
Everybody's fired.
everybody is fired. There's plenty of fish in the sea,
You
like
all should have gotten an email on this.
you all should have gotten an email.
Yeah,
Holy
dude, like
crap, this
this
is so
guy
funny.
like seems like he's a little bit out of control on that stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I'm sure there was, a lot going on and whatever, but
yep,
hard to tour when you don't have a band.
exactly. But so then so then Jeffrey Nothing then at about that same time then decided, I'm going to go and do solo work, and so
Mhm.
he started writing his own stuff, went on his own tour and everything, and then that just caused even more controversy because, and I remember that period of time too as a Mushroomhead fan, it was like, dude, if as far as I'm concerned, it was hard enough getting as a fan hearing it without J-Man. Nothing against Waylon because Waylon was great. He was a lot more versatile than J-Man was.
Mm.
Um, However, I missed the J-Man versus Jeffrey Nothing, contrast,
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
were able to put together.
That's
And
what
that
made
that
them what they were.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and again, it just didn't have the same vibe for me. But they're putting out good stuff though. I mean, again, that's how they got on the billboard and everything was with Waylon.
Yeah.
And and
Oh, that was Waylon. That wasn't Jamin.
I think so. I think that was
Hmm.
I could be wrong on that, but
I
I'm
saw I saw a
Save Your
picture of
Sorrows with Waylon, isn't it?
I don't remember. I saw a picture of J Man without his makeup recently. I was like, whoa.
Yep.
It's like, I think I don't know how many episodes ago it was, but for some reason, like black and white face paint like really does conceal your identity
Dude,
because like completely not what I expected. Shaggy Two Dope was the same
I was
way.
gonna say
Like, what?
Violent
That's
J and
what you,
Shaggy.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, it
it's
was with
like,
Waylon,
wow.
the Save Your Sorrow.
Huh. I didn't know
Um,
that. I
yeah.
thought that was J Man.
Yeah, and yeah, dude, that's a good record. Um, but yeah, dude,
It's
you're right
I
though. The white and black face paint completely changes the look of
like if
somebody.
there's just something about it. Like it could be a different color and it
Yeah,
doesn't have the same impact.
I should get
But for
into
some
it.
reason, like even like corpse paint, like
Hmm.
completely conceals your identity.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. So at that time then, so this is 2018. So Skinny
Mhm.
is now the only founding member left. And so they built the, kind of what is Mushroomhead now a little bit with new vocalist Steve Rockhorst and then Jackie Laponza. So I think everybody knows Jackie. And again, not saying anything ill about them at all. They've added a different twist to it all. I think it's cool. I don't like, this is just my opinion. I don't like that they keep calling it Mushroomhead, but I also understand it's a business and it is what
Mhm.
it is. I
Mhm.
think that with them as vocalists, it's really good sounding, but again, it's dampened down from the original sound so much, that it's less heavy, more hook, more,
Hmm.
I don't know how to put it.
More top 50 Billboard.
Yeah. They're definitely going after the money, and I don't blame them. I mean, my gosh, I mean, that's the whole point, right?
Mm.
But no, I mean, they're great vocalists, and especially, oh, dude, Jackie, man, she is a great vocalist. I'll just say that, and great front person. There's a
Hmm.
lot of, I will say, a lot of the fan base didn't like when she joined the band, still don't. But
Why not?
I know, yeah, because they're just like, oh,
What's
it's a
the
chick,
problem,
it's a
guys?
chick, and it's like, come on, guys, you know,
Oh, come on. Lighten
right.
up.
But no, I think it's especially now with how many female singers are in metal and stuff, I think it
Mhm.
it worked. I think it does in
Like
a sense. It's to me it's not Mushroomhead, you know, but it works. It's still something
it
I don't mind listening to. You know what I
it
mean?
absolutely does. And I'm gonna look up the song that kind of got me rehooked
Yeah,
um for a hot minute on Mushroom Head because it was one of those like um searching YouTube for, something
yeah,
to watch while I'm working out or whatever. Um and I was like, oh, Mushroom Head, they're still
right,
doing stuff. And I'm like, who, and they were doing like the full, costume thing. And I think like the
right.
guys were like statues, like that. Those were the new
Correct.
masks.
Yep,
And I'm
yep.
like, okay, that's kind of sweet.
It is pretty cool. Yep.
And then she was all like crazy done
Yeah.
up.
That
Um, what was this song called?
yeah. I know what song you're talking about.
What is it called? Like, why can't I
I don't
remember this?
remember either.
Oh,
That
they're on Napalm.
I
Seen It All
There you
was
go.
the
Seen it all.
song that
Yep.
I was like, yeah, okay.
Yep.
I can dig this. But you're right. It didn't sound like the Mushroom Head I remembered.
Right.
And full disclosure, that's probably why I liked it.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
against their earlier stuff. But you're right. It went through so many iterations. It's like you
Yeah.
don't know what you're getting
That's what
really.
it is. There's still just it seemed
Hmm.
they definitely knew how to write songs and they're all good quality. It just seemed like they were still just trying to figure out, who they were at that moment of time.
Right.
And that's totally fine. I get it. And because also keep in mind J-Man came back about that time as well. And that was kind of interesting because again, Mushroomhead was known for having two vocalists. And
Hmm.
then they're on the outs with J-Man, right? And
Hmm.
then J-Man shows back up and they're all cool. And now it's Waylon, J-Man, and Jeffrey Nothing on stage. And then immediately the fan base is like, well, Waylon, we don't really know why you're here anymore. And then he started going through a lot of shit just mentally of why am I even here? You
Sure.
know, because again, I'm automatically, and you know how it is. I mean, it's like like you and me, dude. Like we've been together with all this stuff, in our lives for a long ass time.
Mhm.
If we stepped away for a while and came back together, the chemistry's still there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so of course it's like that would be tough not to recognize that. And so now he's like, well, my part has always been this, and now J-Man's doing it, and then so
Hmm.
I'm doing like kind of backup stuff, but then I'm also doing Save Your Sorrow stuff, but people aren't responding to the Save Your Sorrow stuff like they're responding to the original,
The old
like
stuff with J-Man and.
exactly. And so he just went. So then that's kind of where like the whole fight and everything really blew up and stuff because I've seen like interviews and stuff of Waylon, and God bless him, but he started hitting the bottle hard at that
Yeah.
time because he was just like, what am I
Yeah.
doing? Like, God, that had been a freaking, just again, being an empathetic person and stuff, that had been tough, because
Yeah.
it's like, man, this is like a dream to be on the tour and, touring with a good band and all this other stuff. And then all of a sudden
Yeah.
it's like, what am I going to get fired? Because other people are getting
Right.
fired. I'm not necessary anymore because a third singer, like, are they just keeping me around because I'm nice? Like it
Yeah.
was just really weird. So yeah, that also added to the whole
I'm sure.
deal of everything. But
Hmm.
um, but yeah, so then again, fast forward, now we're in the COVID era and now everything is really weird.
So, like, not to like jump ahead or
Sure.
anything,
Yep.
but it during this time period, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Skinny and Jackie are a
A
thing,
thing.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That 100% complicates things in a band.
Yes. G-
1,000,000%.
Yes. The age old never ever bring your
Dude,
girlfriend into the band.
it's cliched,
You
dude.
don't
Like,
even,
why?
yeah, you don't even bring them into the practice room, let
You
alone
don't
like,
bring
you
them
know
on the
what?
tour bus.
Yes, you should join the band. And everybody's like,
I mean, well, if all the guys
all
were hired
right.
and they're all like 1099 independent contractors,
What are you
then
gonna do?
guess what? I'm the boss and she stays, you
Yep.
know. I mean, creatively and musically, it was the right decision.
Yeah.
However, weird dynamic
Right.
interband, I guess.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
only imagine. So sorry if I skipped ahead.
No. That's where we're at actually. So
Oh,
in the
okay, cool.
midst of all that, so now like fast forward to 2022, and that's when J Man's like, okay, I'm getting out of the tour. I'm just gonna I'm tired of all this stuff. COVID still effing shows up and everything, blah
Yeah,
blah 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 blah. So he just said, I'm backing out. I'm gonna go focus on my haunt business that he was doing and doing well
good for
on.
him.
Yep. And so that's what he did. And he did, and he's still doing well with it, I guess. But
Good for him.
so
Is
but
he doing the X Face thing? The X Faces?
yes,
He
so
is doing
he's
the X
also
Faces.
part of
Okay.
X Phases. And that's the thing. I mean, when you've had that taste of success, it's hard not to get back to it. And then
Yeah.
even I get the X Face thing, because
I
it's
think it's
like
hilarious.
I
As
think
like
it
a
is
casual
hilarious.
fan of this band,
Yeah,
I think the X Faces thing is hilarious. I can't imagine Skinny was not pissed, at least
yeah,
initially, at the idea,
yeah.
because it just shows how dysfunctional your band is.
Right.
When you have that many members, um, like perm members,
Yeah.
um,
So okay, so with that being said, all right, so now you got Skinny, and then you got the loyal member Stitch, who told him all the crap that was going on with Waylon and all this other stuff, blah 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 blah. Right? Okay, so then, like amongst all this, um, hold on, I don't want to get this wrong. So yeah, so basically, yeah, so Skinny then took over samples and stuff from Stitch. And I don't remember why. I think he like stepped away for a little bit or whatever for like touring or whatever. And then Skinny started doing it live, I think is what it was. And
okay,
so he started doing it live. And then basically just Skinny just took him off the roster and stuff.
kept doing
And
it.
yep. And it was just like, and then Skinny, and then Stitch is like, wait a minute, how come I'm not listed as a band member anymore? It's like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, by the way, because you're not.
yeah.
So he just,
Not a percentage member
yep,
anymore.
just dissolved him from the band, and that was it. Um, and so Stitch was like he was like basically his only, I hate to say it, coming back to like narcissists and flying monkeys and the whole thing. If you ever want to go down a rabbit hole, look up narcissists, flying monkeys, and all this stuff. But Stitch was kind of his flying monkey at the time, and he just ousted him. And so it's like now he's got nobody, you know,
Except Jackie. She's still in the
except
band
for
at this point.
yeah, yep, exactly. So either which way, yeah. And then at that point, like, because again, Stitch had been in it for like a long time, and then like at that point, it was all gone. Like now
Mm,
everybody's just a whole bunch. I don't want to say no names because they're all whatever.
I'm just tired.
Yeah, but they're just all now nobody has anybody else to hold on to like from the old days besides Skinny,
Right.
and now the fan base is like really divided because I mean they probably lost 70% of their fan base at this point, if not more, because they're just like, we're tired of this, man. And it's like
Mm.
everybody could see it, At this time, dude, we were in our 20s when all this started. Now we're all like 40, and
Yeah.
going like we're grown ass adults now. And it's like, dude, we
Mm.
know what you're doing. You're getting a
Yeah.
little out of control here, buddy. And so I think people are just tired of it. It's just like whatever.
Sure.
We can't grab on to anything of this anymore and stuff. And
Right.
it's like, but either which way. So then after all that, that's when this was kind of crazy. So MushroomHead had a trademark lapse, and from what I
Whoops.
understand, yep, from what I understand, Skinny didn't know about it.
Of course.
Jeffrey Nothing did, and he was like,
No.
"Yep." So he went in and
Good
got,
for him.
yep, Yep. So he tried to register the double X logo in his own name.
Mhm.
And then that really pissed off Skinny then.
I'll
And then
bet.
that's when the freaking turmoil went boom. And then they were basically like,
At
it
each
just
other's
went into complete
throat.
lawsuit freaking heaven then. And the only people that won in that whole deal was the freaking lawyers. But as you hear,
Ching.
so with that, then Jeffrey Nothing, he filed a federal lawsuit against Skinny and their shared business entity, Filthy Hands Company. So I'm kind of reading a couple notes here, so bear with me. So it
Yeah.
says the lawsuit alleges copyright infringement and failure to pay royalties. So Jeffrey Hatrix is his real name. So Jeffrey
Mm.
Hatrix claims 148 writing credits in the Mushroomhead catalog and says he had not received royalties for several years.
I
And
believe it.
so it's like, yeah, it's like I know how, yeah,
If he was the only other percentage member, yeah.
yep. And he
Hmm.
wasn't getting paid. And it was just all of a sudden Skinny's
Yeah.
like, no,
Why did it take him so long?
right, I know. Well, it's probably because he was trying to be cool with it and everything. Um, and then so then he sued for $3.5 million in damages, and he wanted access to the band's full financial records to see what the hell was actually going. So that's what he sued for: 3.5 million in full access to the band's financial records.
Did he get it?
No. So what
Dang.
ended up happening then
Hoping he would.
was they basically settled outside of everything and had a big, I guess I mean, there's some more lawsuits and stuff that were happening in the middle of all this, and everything was getting crazy and stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, so we'll get to that. But anyways, so late 2024, about the same time as the lawsuit. So I always want to say Jeffrey Nothing, but Jeffrey
Mm.
Hatrix, whatever,
Yeah.
So he announced that was his time when he was going to do his own version of the band under the working name Jeffrey Nothing's Mushroomhead. So we know where this goes.
Oh God.
Sounds a little saliva-ish, doesn't it?
Team
So
Josie, man.
Team Josie, we got you, buddy. But yeah, so then he recruited Tommy Church and Bronson.
Mm.
So, and he brought them on. And then, so then basically that's, I think, is what led into all the Mushroomhead members saying, hey, we should kind of do, the X faces and all this other stuff. But, so let's see.
What a mess.
I know,
Oh
dude.
my
That's what I'm saying.
God.
This is when it's just like it's all over the freaking place.
What an absolute disaster.
Right. So okay.
Disaster
So
piece.
disaster piece. There you go.
Aha,
So
see what I did?
yeah. So either which way. So you got Jeffrey Hatrix, Jeffrey Nothing doing this. You got Skinny trying to keep Mushroomhead going with new members every 5 seconds. Lawsuits going all over the place and stuff. Everybody's trying to tour, make money off of the Mushroomhead name, trying to get
Mm.
logos, trying to get trademarks, trying to blah 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 blah, all trying to get financial records, trying to blah blah blah, all this other stuff. Finally, in February of this year, 2026, they decided to dismiss all the lawsuits and everything. They said that they were able to settle terms. They're not saying what ended up happening and stuff, but supposedly, from what I understand, is they came to a financial settlement. Skinny did end up, back paying Jeffrey,
Good.
for a bunch of money. They're not saying how much. And
Wasn't
then
nothing.
because you're right, and it was getting really nasty there too, like on social media. Like Jeffrey Nothing was just blasting him left and right, and then all of a sudden he like posted like, hey, you know what, Skinny came to the table, honorably, and we found a solution that made both of us happy. And then he said something like, we both founded Mushroom and it's great to see the fan base and community that he's built. And so it's like he gave him the credit, and but either which way, they're at talking terms now, and they're both supportive of each other and stuff. And he said that he'd be willing to work with Mushroomhead again in the future, and blah 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 blah.
Oh
But so
yeah,
now,
that's gonna happen.
you're right. I don't think
Yeah.
so.
You know what would be sweet though?
Was that?
Mushroomhead and the X faces together.
That would be kind of fun. That would be weird.
Wouldn't that be
dude.
wild?
That would be weird. That'd be wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, like going
What
on
is-
tour, and it's just like,
Yeah, yeah.
you're getting 38 Mushroomhead folks
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
It's like 4 bands.
God. What a hot mess,
And
man.
Skinny
Like,
gets a piece of every dollar of it.
yeah, right. It's like, man, mm,
Yeah.
like I don't even know what to say, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, because like he committed like every sin you could,
Yeah.
you know, um, with these guys, and it's just too bad. It's too bad when people get fired from a
Yep.
band, especially when they're an original member and they were part of the struggle and the whole thing.
Right.
Um, you know, um, it was kind of a drag when Chris got fired from Slipknot.
Correct.
It's like there had to have been something wild going on behind the
Right.
scenes because he was there from the literally the beginning. So it's
Yep.
like that one was kind of a bummer, man.
Well, and same with Joey.
But
When Joey, you know,
Joey too, yeah, yeah.
yeah, he got
I guess I
fired, and he
skipped over
got
that
fired
one.
via email as well.
Yeah, via email. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
God, that's right. I actually forgot about that.
Yep.
And there was, some illness and stuff going on
Sure.
there. And, but again, as fans, we only know what the media tells us and,
Yeah.
who knows what conversations had been had. But yeah, it always sucks when it comes to that because, like you said earlier, it kind of morphs into something
Yeah.
completely different. And, did any Mushroomhead fan from the 90s ever picture them with a female singer?
No.
Probably not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I do like her with them. Is she still around? Is she still with the group?
That's a good question. I don't know for sure. That's what I'm saying. I just kind of freaking laid up
Yeah.
quite a few years ago. I've been kind of, you see stuff like pop up here and there, and you see a song, you're like, oh, that's interesting, but it's never, I haven't been like, oh my gosh, I gotta, get back into this. And,
They did another one because, and I'll give them credit, like they did some really cool like music videos, like themed out cinematic music videos, in probably the last, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can get in.
Dude, almost
get into that.
I would say every music video they've done just the cinematic quality of it is just amazing. Even when they had like, the Cleveland money doing, I mean,
The Cleveland money.
like when they were just starting off, they were still,
That's the
it's been
box set name.
right. There you go. The Cleveland. So funny. Nailed it. But no, I mean, I just think that, that's obviously been one of their main focal points. And I get that. And I respect that, that the aesthetics are very important to them. It was to us as well, so I get that, but, somebody has a really, really creative mindset when it comes to what that, visual market is of Mushroomhead, and they want to make sure that their videos are just insane. They've always been
the one
good.
after that.
Yeah. And so, because like even Jackie, I mean, it's like, she looks so different in those videos compared to where she is in real life and especially live and everything. And it's incredible the amount of attention and I would just say money that goes into even just their masks and stuff are so pro looking and everything. It's like they do a good job visually,
Okay, so there's a new one that I have not seen yet.
It's a video.
It's a year old. It's called Prepackaged.
Interesting.
Oh no, I've seen this video.
Okay.
It wasn't their greatest moment.
Yeah, but either way, the one thing that
there was like a handful of videos that were just like better than the ones they did prior.
Sure.
Maybe that's because she was around. I don't know.
Could be.
But they kind of upped their production level because,
Yep.
I don't know.
Nope.
But man, this is kind of a wild ride.
It's been a wild ride for them for sure.
Good old Steve Felton.
Yeah, I wonder what Thanksgiving's like with Steve and Dave.
Well, didn't the brother come back for a hot second? I thought I heard that he came back for a quick minute.
Could have been. I don't remember.
But
yeah, I do. Either way, the one thing that I will say is coming back, and I know where you stand. Obviously we started off the episode, you're like, you're definitely a bigger Mushroomhead fan, and I'm like, I get that. I have been. But I will just say the one thing that is that they do have some good music out there.
Hmm.
They've definitely been entertaining. They obviously make it very important to stay on the line that they're on, and um, how many bands would have quit, you know, before all this, you know what I mean?
Sure. Well, I mean, I
And
give him full
so
credit for the determination there.
that's what I'm saying. It's like,
A plus guy.
yeah, whether it was the right decision or not, gotta give kudos to
Yeah.
just the tenacity of trying to keep it going and
Yeah.
stuff, so but
And I can
whether that was for
respect it.
themselves or for the fans, I have no idea, but
Yeah.
I do respect Mushroomhead like no other. I wish certain things would have been different. I wish things would have stayed the same some places. I think, blah, 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 blah. But they kind of put themselves into that situation to be considered, in that realm. Like, should it have done this or could it have done
Right.
that?
Yeah.
And especially a band that's been around this long. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, you're 30 years old,
yeah, yeah. 1993, dude.
almost 40.
Almost 40. So again, but yeah, man, I mean there's so many freaking Mushroomhead songs that I love. And like, Sun Doesn't Rise to me is one of the best songs that they've done. It's probably top 25 favorite nu metal songs ever done.
I think I put that on our playlist.
It is. Yep, it's on our
Yeah.
playlist.
Hmm.
So but yeah, and again, it's just, every single person that's been in a band's just been crazy, you know, talented, in their own way, whether it's musically and everything, aesthetically and
Yeah.
just creativity and stuff. And it's like, it's too bad to see all the stuff. It's like we talk about like Head Charge, for example, where it's just like Head Charge just seemed like they were just riddled with, bad luck all over the place. And it just seems like Mushroomhead is just riddled with controversy,
Yeah.
and sometimes they just can't get out of their own way, but
Yep.
um
That's I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to
too
say.
bad.
It's not being able to get out of your own
Yeah.
way is probably the hardest thing to overcome.
Yeah.
Because you get so focused,
Yep.
so focused and determined and all of that. Like you can't. It's like what we were talking about. I think it was last week or the week before. Like, when I was talking about the decline of Western civilization part two, where, all these guys are like, I have to make it, it's
Right.
like, I don't know anything else. And, it's going to happen
Yep.
because I'm going to make it happen and all this. And you're just like, oh, dear God.
Yeah. And there's so much stuff out there about people
Yeah.
about like you have to manifest your success and everything. And it's like to an extent I believe that, but it's also, at some point you have to be a realist as well.
Mhm.
And but thing is, dude, Mushroomhead's been going on and on and on. They're still playing shows, they're still
Yeah.
touring, there's still people still show up, they're still making money, they're still, and kudos to them. And
people are going to show up. Play.
Yep. And God bless them for being a part of the nu metal movement and
Yeah.
And trying to keep it alive. So that's the one thing that we can definitely connect on.
Yeah.
So,
Hey man, I wish him another 30 years.
yeah, amen. That's right. Good Lord. Yeah, wouldn't that be funny? They probably would be the band that'd still be around in 30 years,
Yeah.
And it's he's like, I'm not dead yet.
Hey, I mean, wearing masks.
Yeah, that's
nobody
right.
will be the wiser.
Nobody would know.
Really.
Nobody would know. And we kind of talked about that at Slipknot a little bit too, like we were talking about how the Vended kids could be ended up taking over,
Yeah.
And it's like, Mushroomhead is just they're like, we're on our 100-year anniversary.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, nobody would have ever known except for the CNA walking you to the stage.
That's right, dude.
That was a dead giveaway as to how old you are.
There you go. That's exactly right. That's so funny.
That's your nurse caregiver.
Your nurse caregiver. Yeah, you're up there.
Making sure you're hydrated on stage.
It's part of the horror aspect, I got a blood bag and everything. Yeah.
Got them hooked up to a banana bag sitting behind the drum set.
Yes. That's right. They're just like the freaking Showbiz Pizza animatronics at this point. Just dead bodies. It's part of their
Uh,
freaking will and clause, just like, I don't care if I'm dead. It just adds to the aesthetic and the whole shtick of everything. Like, just put my dead body up there, like playing on the water drums with
yeah, right.
body parts flying.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
gosh, that's funny. But anyways,
They're
so
fun.
yeah, fun stuff.
Well,
So
cool,
yeah,
man. That was interesting.
yeah,
I can't. I mean, I always kind of, I kind of come and go from,
yep.
music news, so a lot of that stuff I hadn't heard before. So that's
Yeah, a lot of it I hadn't
interesting.
either. And that's I knew of some of it, and again, it's to the follower who suggested that we go this route and everything. I appreciate that. And that's the other thing I was going to mention too, is to everybody who's, checking out We Were Loud Ones. If you got an idea that you want us to talk about, you want us to talk about a certain band, you want us to talk about
Mhm.
another controversy or whatever and stuff, yeah, shoot your ideas over. Obviously, we take it serious.
Mhm.
And so kudos to this guy for suggesting that. It's been a wild ride. That was a lot of studying. It's like I was studying for a master's degree of MushroomHead. So I
Right.
have my MMA, MushroomHead Masters, no, Masters of MushroomHead. No, that wouldn't be right. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's late, dude. it's it's dark outside.
Yeah.
It's late. I'm ready for bed. It's been a
Yeah.
long day. But either which
Yeah.
way,
I'm gonna
thanks
go watch
everybody.
some Mushroom Head videos
Yes. Yeah.
with Jackie.
Yeah, there you go. Write it out. Let's go. So,
All right, man.
all right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. And again, until next time, we'll see you
Yeah, we'll
later.
see you.